All right, here we go.
Yeah. Boop, 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 do, 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 do.
Are you done?
I can be done. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hello, I'm Jacob Bellotti, joined as always by the president of the Pink Poopy Club.
Oh.
It is Larry Saperstein. Hello.
Hello. We are feeling very presidential today.
Yes.
Because the Pink Poopy Club is in full swing.
Full swing, honey.
You know what else?
Episode.
You know what else I realized about our pink shirts today?
What?
It's very. It doesn't show allegiance to any one specific country.
That's right.
Because there's no countries that use pink in their flag, to my knowledge.
I think we'll have to get a petition to change that. But anyway,
yes.
Welcome to
Let's Talk About That.
All systems are a go.
Talking database activated.
Begin in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about who? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about that.
Girl, I cannot believe we are talking about that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Let's talk about that.
I was going to get right into it. I totally forgot about the intro.
You totally forgot that we say our show title.
Yeah, how
intro.
terrible of me.
Yeah, well, let's talk about us.
Let's talk about us. It's a very exciting week, by the way. We have like so much to talk about in this episode.
We really do.
But, let's talk about us.
Yeah, so I guess big update from previous episodes. I finished Breath of the Wild.
Yes, that is a big update. It's been very major in my life, that's for sure.
Yes,
Seeing you complete Breath of the Wild was a very major experience for me.
I did finish it. I got all of the shrines, something that you never
you
did.
did better than me at this game.
Thank you.
Because I'm pretty sure I only got like there's 120 shrines total in this game.
That's right.
And for those of you who've never played, you know what? Actually, no, I'm not even going to try to explain it for those who've never played. If you don't know what we're talking about, go look it up.
Okay. Wow.
I was going to do this whole thing explaining the shrines.
Very aggressive.
And the
anyway,
way the
I've
game
moved
works.
on to Tears of the Kingdom, and it sucks.
Well, all right. But how did you like Breath of the Wild?
I loved Breath of the Wild. It was
Yeah.
awesome. But Tears of the Kingdom, they ruined it.
Why did they ruin it? Why do you say this?
The building, it's much easier to die. It rains all the time. They introduce new unnecessary runes that you have to use. Terrible.
Okay. I think some of the runes are good.
I miss Diwali's Gale.
Rivali's Gale.
Sorry, I miss Rivali's Gale.
But
now I get pushed by a stupid little bird, and it pushes all my items off a cliff whenever I want to pick them up.
That's true. But the reason you don't have Rivali's Gale is because there's like 15 other ways to like
but they all
skydive into
take
the air.
10 times longer
That is true.
than Rivali's Gale.
That is true. Everything, there's like 10 other ways to do things in this game, but they all take like more time.
It's infuriating. I hate it.
I'm sorry.
I hate it.
World-class game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, critically acclaimed.
Yeah, well, blah, blah, blah.
I had a fun time, but I still to this day have not been able to beat the final boss.
Well, I look forward to beating the final boss and then talking about it on the pod.
Yeah, and then we'll be able to watch the final cutscene together, which is something I've actually never seen with my own two eyes.
Well, there we go. What else have we done?
We had a very fun, theatrical outing the other day.
Oh my God. We had the best theatrical outing.
Yeah, we saw a wonderful show that's very unique to LA, and I have been wanting to see this show for years.
This is the stuff you cannot get in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, New York has nothing on what we saw, which
I know.
was this incredible show called
Puppet Up. Puppet Up.
I'm sure that's going to be great on the microphones.
Puppet Up.
We're going to
Mary
get lots of
Poppins Puppet Up.
on the audio file.
It's called Puppet Up, and it is it's a show that is run by the Jim Henson Company.
Yes.
So the creators of the Muppets, Sesame Street, The Dark Crystal, pretty much all puppets.
Fraggle Rock.
Hello. If you know Jim Henson, you know Jim Henson, okay?
Yeah.
And although Jim Henson has been dead a very long time.
He's been deceased, yes.
But so this is a show that his son, Brian Henson, created. And it's basically like puppet improv comedy.
Yes, it is.
And so what they do is they use screens, and they have this big camera kind of like up above them, and then they pick up the puppets and put them into the frame of the camera, which is above them, so you can see, and then they have a live feed, so you can see all of the what's happening in the camera, but then you also see down below the camera like all the choices that they're making and how they're doing it, and it's all improv games basically.
I think that was the coolest part of it. It's like, because that's how they do the Muppets. That's how they do everything. It's like you're seeing inside how they actually do it.
Yes, it's all like the Henson technique.
And it was on that Jim Henson lot in their big sound stage, which was originally Charlie Chaplin's
the Charlie
sound
Chaplin stage.
I mean, my God, talk about Hollywood history.
Yeah, so it's one of the oldest lots in all of
I think it's
LA.
the oldest.
Or really the oldest lot in all of LA and Hollywood. And we got to go and see. And then one of the other very cool things about this place is, in addition to being a historic Hollywood lot, it is also, there's a recording studio on this lot.
Yes.
And this recording studio is the like most major rock and roll recording studio, like kind of in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, Electric Lady in New York, there's a lot that happens there, but
no.
On the West Coast,
nothing on this recording studio.
And one of the people who was our friend that was in the show says, anytime he goes to this lot to record, he sees either like Paul McCartney or Harry Styles. What were any other people that he mentioned?
The biggest thing was they did "We Are the World."
Oh my gosh, yes! This is the place where they recorded "We Are the World."
"We Are the World" was recorded in this little tiny building on the Jim Henson lot, which is crazy because I think about that and I think about Diana Ross was there, Tina Turner was there.
Yeah,
and we walked right past the bathroom. I was like, "Girl, Diana Ross peed in that bathroom."
Exactly, and it still stands today.
Yeah,
how wonderful.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was there.
Yeah,
hello.
And so that was I just thought that was a cool experience. I mean, how often it's a very like once in a lifetime, not once in a lifetime, but an experience that you can only get here.
Well,
you know,
there was one other part of it I wanted to discuss, which was Brian Henson.
Oh yeah,
Jim
Brian
Henson's
Henson.
son was running the show.
Yeah, and we watched him do some improv.
Yes, he puppeted.
Yeah, he puppeted up.
He sure did. He was doing it with the puppets, which I thought was like the coolest thing ever because that is a literal Henson.
I know. We watched a true Henson do puppeteering.
I mean, that is pretty unique. That is something.
And I met one of my all-time...
We both met this person.
We met, but I am the person who cared the most. Met one of my all-time idols.
Yes.
John freaking Tartaglia.
He actually goes by Johnny.
Johnny, yeah. I don't know. Professionally, I think it's John Tartaglia, but I think all of his friends and people that he knows call him Johnny.
Yeah.
And he was so lovely.
He really was. I did like him a lot.
John Tartaglia of Johnny and the Sprites.
Yes.
The Disney Channel show.
I think you are one of the few people who watch.
No, if there's people that are listening to this that are our age, they will have watched Johnny and the Sprites.
Okay.
He was also...
I am your age and I didn't watch it.
Well, cool people. If there's cool people listening.
Okay. Right. Yeah. You want to talk about how cool you are some more?
That I fangirled over John Tartaglia. Yeah, so cool.
That's very cool.
He was also the original Princeton and Rod in Avenue Q.
Yeah, and I think more people will care that he was the original Pinocchio in Shrek the Musical.
Exactly. So those are his like big claims to fame, and I completely lost my cool.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to ask him about Sutton Foster. I mean,
I know.
My God, this podcast is basically my path to Sutton Foster. That's kind of
what's going to happen
what
when
we're
we
doing.
get Sutton Foster. What
I
are you
mean,
gonna
that
do?
will be an ultimate peak for me.
Yeah.
That'll be the last episode.
We just call
We
it
pack
quits.
it up. No, because we still have to get to Catherine Hahn.
Right.
It's Sutton Foster and Catherine Hahn.
And then the biggest stepping stone after Catherine Hahn is Kylie Minogue.
Yes. If we get Kylie Minogue, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah. Wow.
That would.
Would we end it? Would we call it after that?
Maybe.
What if we get like Kamala Harris?
I mean, Mamala, hello. I am part of the Kamala phenomenon. Okay.
I just feel like there's always somewhere to climb. You know, like there's always another like level that we can
then
reach.
Past like Kamala, Beyonce.
Exactly.
And then past Beyonce is
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dolly Parton would be great. And then what's after Dolly Parton?
Jesus.
I mean, we're both
No,
Jewish.
Dolly Parton is better than Jesus.
Yeah.
She is. My Jesus.
You're coming after some people here. Larry.
No, they can fuck off.
Yeah, that's true. But I do love the Kamala phenomenon that's been going on, by the way.
Yeah.
I am Team Kamala all the way. Honey.
Oh, hello. Me too.
Hello. I mean, she is out there. She is working it fiercely for the hunties.
Exactly.
She is.
And those hunties need it to be worked fiercely.
I know. They really did. I am part of this whole thing. I live.
We are not going back.
We are not going back.
So anyway, let's go back to talking about Pump It Up. But it was a really fun experience.
It was, and it was fun seeing the Muppets get a little dirty.
Yes. Oh, it's also like very like kind of
Adult
raunchy
comedy.
adult comedy.
Yeah.
And then what else have we been up to?
My God. Well, we went just yesterday, actually, to a taping of Wizards Beyond Waverly Place.
The Beyond Waverly Place.
Yes, one of my good friends is working on that show, and she invited us to come.
Yeah,
and I gotta say, I gotta hand it to them. We got some VIP treatment.
We did get VIP treatment, and then also we kind of got double VIP treatment because we had it on both sides. Because you're like. One of your best friends works there, and then one of our line producers, who's like the person who handles all of the like money and finances, one of the line producers, he was a line producer on High School Musical, and so then we said hi, and he kind of gave us some VIP treatment, which was very lovely.
Yes, but we did go to this taping. Obviously, we can't discuss the details of what was filmed because
of course we would never do such a thing.
No, we work in the industry. That's not something we do.
But it was very fun, and
it was.
If there's any we know we've got some Disney fans who listen to this thing, and you are in for a treat.
It is so fun. Those actors, I was surprised at, the level of talent I was seeing.
Yes, these young kids, they're so funny.
We also, I have to mention, we had another random encounter with David Henry. We've previously discussed on this podcast how he randomly was sitting next to me at the Descendants premiere.
Yes.
And this time at one point I was like, I really got to pee, Larry. And we went to the bathroom. And David Henry is just standing in there.
Which is like most times, like the lead actor in the show, he definitely had his own private bathroom. But he just like went in the like public audience bathroom and was like rinsing himself off with some water.
And I'm like, we like made eye contact. He was like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah, he's like, "Hey guys."
It's like,
and then walked
how are
out.
you? Yeah.
But I think that because he did. I don't know if you saw this, but he did like a double take at you as he was like walking out.
Yeah, because we had a full ass discussion.
Yeah, and I think he remembered like the conversation you had, but like couldn't quite place it. You know what I mean? And then walked out. So
I thought that was a little silly, but
it was very silly.
But I really enjoyed that taping. What was it like for you to not be on the camera? And,
Hated it. Hated it.
That's what working on a show as a real person is.
No, Jacob, you said this like 10 times yesterday, and that is not true. Working on a real show.
You're right. They would be there for 9 hours longer than we were.
Yes, but you would be like doing stuff. You wouldn't be sitting there like
the first
not allowed
show
to leave.
that I worked on, I did kind of sit there.
But like
a lot of the time.
But you would be able to like get up and go get food and like go to the bathroom, and you like the thing I hate about being an audience member in these shows is like that they kind of police you, and they I mean, it's their job. I don't blame them for it, but like if you get up, you have to like tell them where you're going, and you have to like get permission to like go to the bathroom, and you can only get like a certain amount of snacks and like all these things. If you were actually working on that show, you'd have unlimited access to Crafty, you would have freedom to walk around, and you'd be able to like chill and hang out in like a private area.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not as glamorous as you make that sound, but
yes,
it's
but like
not.
but
it's long days. You're on your feet the whole day. You're always moving around. You are standing there for 14 hours,
I
take
get
after
that.
take, while you're just praying that the actor gets it right and doesn't mess up the line.
No, I get that, but I would rather that than sitting in the audience and having to like play along with the games. Like, because there's like an audience producer that like does games and stuff.
That happens at every show.
Yeah, but
a
like
normal
if you
thing.
work on the show, you don't have to like play along with that. But if you're in the audience, you have to like, you know, you have to like
Wave
dance around and like play the little games and like do the, and there were like a
We
lot
were
of
having
children.
fun. Yeah, that was the one thing
A lot
that
of
I
like,
didn't like.
young children, like 6 and 7 year
All
olds.
the girls wanted their picture with you. They were all like,
No, there were like 4 girls that wanted their picture.
It was
they
all,
were lovely. Those
yes.
girls were lovely.
Yes, but it is like it was a very kid audience. Is what I'm
Yes.
trying to say.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's necessarily my crowd.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. The next time we go into a place like that and we find that the AC is not pumping, I am turning around and I am walking out. I don't care who we are waiting to see.
That was one thing I always loved about Drag Race, was that it was literally 60 degrees on set at all times. It was cold, freezing in
As
the
it should be.
stages.
As it should be.
Yeah, like the main stage, it was always bumping.
Yeah.
It was 60 degrees. I was always wearing like sweaters. It was 95 degrees outside and I was wearing like sweaters.
And that is something that's wonderful about America.
American air conditioning,
Yeah.
honey. Don't get that in Europe, which is a perfect way to transition.
Damn, you took my segue. I was going to say a different thing.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, let's move on to something else that's very easy to do. Be an Olympian.
But honey, that's very hard to do.
Well, but you were saying that acting is easy and blah, 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 and, you know, being an audience member, that's what it's like to be on set. Blah, 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 Jacob. Bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, ba, tsh, bum,
Okay. That was enough of that. We are joined right now by our producer in the studio.
Yeah, Jeremy is here.
Jerome is here. Jerome, our producer, how are you?
We gave you a mic finally. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. It is quite the honor to finally grace the airwaves.
You are here in the studio with us recording because we're going to need Jerome during this wonderful segment we have planned about the Olympic Games.
I am so excited. You know, I'm sure a lot of other podcasters have already done their Olympics episode.
They're all talking about like Rebecca Andrade
and
whatever.
Simone Biles.
Yeah.
But we wanted to wait. The games end, I think, tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So we waited. Okay? We waited till the very end.
We did.
Because we want to represent every victory here on Let's Talk
Hello.
About That pod. Okay?
Hello. We talk about all the sports, all the athletes. Particularly, we watched a lot of men's diving and gymnastics.
Yeah, we will talk about them specifically and especially if they are attractive men.
Yes, we certainly will. That was what we spent a lot of our time watching over the past 16 days.
So we should just dive right in. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah, hello.
Let's talk about the opening.
Call me Tom Daly
Call me
because I'm
Tom
diving
Daly.
right in.
Hello.
honey. I could call Tom Daly, actually.
Give him a ring.
Yeah, our West Hollywood associate.
Let's dive right in. Let's talk about the opening ceremony.
Okay, love
I loved.
I lived for that Miss Opening ceremony.
Yes.
My God, Lady Gaga giving us a starlet performance of the 1940s. I loved it.
I liked the boats.
You liked the boats.
I thought the boats, I mean, like, it was a different
You
thing.
have nothing to say about Lady Gaga's performance?
No, I mean, I love Lady Gaga.
Oh, I just thought
I just thought she would do something more like LG7 related.
No, of course she wasn't going to do that this is the Olympics.
But she did ba 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 ba. I don't know that song.
Well, it's very classic French, like 1940s. That's like a French.
But she's not French.
But she is representing France at the Paris Olympics opening ceremony.
I mean, go off.
I mean, that's what you have to do in that scenario.
But why didn't they get someone that was like French?
Well, they didn't get anyone who was French. They got Celine Dion.
Right.
Actually, they had one French pop star. That's not true.
They should have had Stromae.
Stromae, where was he? I love him.
Notably absent.
Yes, he is wonderful. I do love him. That opening ceremony was awesome. Loved that some of my girls were up there. Nikki Doll was up there. Love her. She's wonderful and such a great ambassador for drag.
Shitting on the Bible. Shitting on the Bible.
And it's so ridiculous because it was obviously confirmed that they were not referencing the Last
Like,
Supper.
literally had
at
nothing
all.
to do with the Bible.
It was a Greek thing for what is a Greek event, the Olympics.
Yeah.
Hello. Reference to Dionysus.
Dionysus.
Dionysus. Dionysus.
No, Dionysus is like the god of literally like wine and theater.
Like partying.
Yes,
He's
yes,
like the
pretty
party-
much.
He's the party god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I watched Percy Jackson.
Okay, good.
But actually, that's the most recent Disney show I watched. We were talking about this. the
Percy
other day.
Jackson?
Was that? it was
I didn't watch that one.
What Disney shows have I watched? I watched Percy Jackson.
I didn't watch that one.
I liked it. It was good. You would hate it, but I liked it.
All right.
Anyway, yes, that opening ceremony, the drag queens, wonderful. Loved it. They were tearing it up on that stage, on that runway, honey. I like that was incorporated into the opening ceremony. I did not like the section where they were kind of waving on the poles. I thought that was very
the wavy
strange.
poles.
I thought that was very strange.
I kind of liked it. You didn't like it that much, but
It wasn't for me.
I thought it was cool.
I don't think
it was a
for
little
me.
like creepy. It was like a little weird.
I was like,
it was very circusy.
It looked very uncomfortable. Is what it looked.
I just think it's very funny that like in the Paris Olympics opening ceremony, they had a cut scene that included a threesome, and they basically said like, "This is our country," and they would never do that here.
No, I thought that was pretty inappropriate actually for the airwaves.
Why?
I don't think that needs to be broadcast on national television. That's my hot take.
Wow.
International.
I don't even know who you are.
What do you mean?
I just think that like that is like
I think there's a line. I don't think like because
they weren't ripping their shirts and pants off and going ham on each other.
They were ripping their shirts and
pants off. They like walk into the
end.
room and they like look seductively at the camera and like close the door. It's very
I'm
artful.
just saying there's a lot of kids that were watching that
and
ceremony,
those
and I
kids
thought
it would have gone over their heads.
I thought it was completely inappropriate for children.
Because there were two men. Is that why?
Not at all.
That's why.
Not at all.
So if there were two men going into the room and looking seductively at the camera and closing the door, it would be okay. It would have been okay.
Yes.
If there was a man and a woman, if there was a man and a woman going in the door and looking seductively and closing the door, it would have been okay.
No, that would have been inappropriate.
Okay, all right.
That would have been inappropriate. To me.
I thought it
because
was
that would
fun.
be pushing a heteronormative agenda on children. Which I think is inappropriate, which is what every piece of media does, by the way. For all the people who say that,
pushing a gay
for all the
agenda
people,
on children.
No, because for all the people who say that gays are grooming and all that garbage, every single fucking piece of media is pushing a heteronormative agenda, and I don't want to hear a single fucking word from those people ever again.
I get all that, but I think your argument about the threesome is the same argument as like the grooming.
No, I completely disagree because that was presented as a sexual context. Drag is not inherently sexual, and they were not sexualizing the drag queens that were there. The drag queens looked fabulous. They were voguing. They were walking the runway. That is completely appropriate for children because a child could see that and say, what that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I want to do that. And that changes their life. Mm-hmm. That is wonderful. I think that is a perfectly incredible thing to put on children. I do not think we should be sexualizing things for that knowing children are going to watch it.
All right.
And that was a sexualized package that children were watching.
All right, I hear you.
That is what should have caused uproar about this opening ceremony. If anything should have caused uproar, it would have been that. Because drag queens slaying a runway is not inappropriate for
Not
children.
to mention, like, all of the, like, blood and stuff that they were doing. I mean, it wasn't blood, but, like, they had a whole sequence about, like, Marie Antoinette and the headlessness. And, like, there was, like, you know, red, like, streamers coming out, like, as if it was, like, blood. And, like...
I think that was completely okay, actually. I actually enjoyed that a lot. I really liked that section.
I don't think there was any problem with because it wasn't like, it was like a menage a trois. You know what I mean? Like,
it was not
like,
appropriate.
It was like three people meeting and like wanting to hang out, and they were wearing colorful outfits. It was very creative and it was very like, ooh, artsy and Paris, and you know that.
But
it was
not.
Like that.
How much time have you spent in Paris?
Approximately 0 seconds.
And I've spent way more time in Paris than you have.
So
that's not the vibe.
Well, but that was the vibe that they were trying to convey with that package.
I know, but that wasn't an accurate vibe.
All right, we're getting way too into this. I think we should move on.
Yeah,
to some
I'm just kind of annoyed about it. Okay. Anyway. Oh my God, Celine Dion.
Okay, yeah. So Celine Dion.
Hello.
I mean,
I'm still like kind of lost for words.
Little did I know that the thing I wanted most in my life is to see. Little did I know that the thing I wanted most in my life is to see Celine Dion on top of the Eiffel Tower.
I mean,
singing a song.
That was probably the fiercest thing I've ever seen in my life. The fact that she came back from stiff person syndrome, honey. Mm-hmm. First performance in 4 years. Mm-hmm. Celine Dion on top of the fucking Eiffel Tower. Mm-hmm. Belting her little heart out in one of the most incredible performances I have seen.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
The emotion, the passion, the technical skill that she displayed.
Bravissima. Bravissima.
I was lost for words.
And I love that the Eiffel Tower unlocked some new skills.
Oh my God. I thought it was a skill when I was there. So I spent half of 2018 in France, by the way. And I thought it was a skill when it would light up on the hour at night. But no, they have upgraded. They
basically created like a rave outside of the Eiffel Tower. I saw all those videos of like after the opening ceremony. It basically turned into like a huge party with like the lights on the Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower now does extensive laser beam light shows.
I hope they leave it. Do you think they'll leave it after?
I don't think they will.
You think they're going to take it off?
But that was insane. I mean,
and then the torch being like the hot air balloon that like goes into the air and then like was floating
outside
in the
the
air.
Louvre in the Jardin. Yeah,
I don't know how they did that.
That was unbelievable.
That was very cool.
I lived for that opening ceremony.
Yeah, I thought it was a wonderful opening ceremony. One of my favorites in recent memory. That's for sure.
Loved it.
But let's get into some of the sports. Or should we take a break and then we can get into some of the sports?
Yeah, I think this would be a good spot for that. So let's talk about that right after this. And we're back with Let's Talk About That. Our producer Jerome in the studio to help us because Jerome is much more into sports than we are.
Yeah. He's got to help us with some. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is known. And he is going to help us with some of the more sport specific things that are going on here because our two little booties,
little gay brains,
little booties are not equipped for the sporting world. And so the fact that we've watched so much Olympics has been unbelievable to me.
Now, that being said, the Olympics, very gay. Olympics, very gay.
Yes.
You know, it's not
really,
it's not like football. Okay?
It's the non-team sports are very gay.
Right.
which we
Hot
love.
take, I don't think there should be any team sports in the Olympics.
I 100% agree with you. I did not care at all about any of them.
No, none of the team sports. I didn't watch, any volleyball.
We watched
Didn't
all of
watch any
the
basketball.
individual.
Yeah, it's all we're
events.
talking about individual talents.
Because this is where people really have a chance to prove themselves.
Exactly.
They're not being aided by some other people who might have other talents.
No,
and
it's
stuff.
like I want to see your talent. I want to see your skill. I want to see what you personally bring to the table.
As an individual. That being said, I do love men's all-around gymnastics.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but that's okay. And then synchronized diving. Technically, that's like a team.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's different because it's not like two teams competing against each other to see which person wins. It's
Yeah.
like people competing for a score and then the highest score.
Right,
They're not
right.
directly in competition with another team. Okay?
Exactly.
So that's what we're talking about.
Okay, so we watched a lot of men's diving. We watched friend of the pod Tom Daly on the diving board. Yes, and we watched a lot of other hot people and some people who were not hot.
Yeah, and if they weren't hot, in my eyes, they lost.
Yeah, they were either not hot or then there were ones who were 19, and I'm like, ugh. I'm not looking at a 19-year-old.
Yeah, especially if they're under,
if you're under 20,
if you're under 20,
that's
really.
ugh.
So yeah, it doesn't really. If you're under 20, we're not talking about you.
No,
Okay?
we're not.
Yeah. So Tom Daly was fierce.
Yeah.
Although he won silver.
Yeah.
Who won the gold, Jerome?
The Chinese, I think, right?
I believe the Chinese in this particular
Jerome's going to
event.
check for us.
Jerome's gonna check for us.
It's men's synchronized diving.
synchronized diving.
Yeah. And, we had a blast watching it. Let's be real.
And I didn't realize that people have been following Tom Daly's career for so long.
Yeah, he was 14 in his first Olympics.
The first time
girl.
I ever heard of him was the last Olympics.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You were late to the party, girl.
Yeah.
You were
But,
late to that.
he doesn't really need any more press from us.
No, that's true. I do like that he knits. I do like his knitting.
You want to buy a little knit shirt or something from Tom Daly?
I don't want to buy it. No, I do.
You just want to get the PR package.
Knit by Tom Daly. We love you.
We love you.
We love you.
Is that what the brand is called?
It's knit by knitwear, knit something.
Great. All right, who won, Jerome?
Yeah, I can confirm it was the People's Republic of China.
The People's Republic of
China
Get it right.
won the
Get it right.
synchronized diving
Right.
against Mr. Daly.
Yeah.
Okay. And
are they gonna ban us in China? We're talking about China.
I don't
now.
even know if we are in China. I think we're
We are
already
in
banned
China.
in China.
We are in China.
Oh.
We're in China.
You have
Wow.
downloads in China?
Ni hao to our China listeners. What? It's true. We're in China.
All right. Well, that's wonderful.
I think Geo7 is the service. Is the
okay.
Chinese. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, so then we watched some swimming.
Yes.
There was
we did watch swimming.
They started with a lot of the water sports.
I'm not gonna say I don't love water sports. Hello, but the swimming, I was. Oh God, that was not an appropriate joke. I do think the swimming though is a little not my favorite.
Why not?
Favorite.
Why
I
not?
love it
Why not?
because they all kind of look like aliens,
Because they're wearing goggles and swim caps.
and also their bodies are freakish.
Freakish.
They have like those ginormous like lats and backs.
They do have like
And then
15
they have like
abs.
no like legs. And it's like, they kind of look like aliens a little bit.
I don't know. Just throw those abs in my
like-
face and I'm fine.
Oh my God. Ugh. Like hello alien Romulus. Like that's Romulus, whatever that is. That new movie
new
that we're
movie.
absolutely not going to see.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
The billboard's right outside here.
Ugh,
That's why
it scares
I thought
me
of
every
it.
day. I want it to go away.
I know. I don't like it. But yeah, I think they're kind of freakish.
All right, to each his own.
We did like Léon Marchand.
Yeah, he
though.
won the gold. Correct, right? Is
and
that
he
right?
was pretty to look at.
He
I
was
thought.
pretty to look
Yeah,
at. See, the thing is, when they take off the goggles and the swim cap, you're like, oh, you got a full head of hair under there. How lovely.
No, but you know what? Here's one of my problems is even the attractive white people, all of the white people who do swimming at the end, they turn into big balloons. So I could only appreciate the other athletes who are not Caucasian.
Okay.
Because at the end of every swim race, the Caucasian athletes
Just look pink.
They look like pink, disgusting bubbles. That's what they look like.
All right.
It's true.
I hear that.
Come on. I mean, it's not controversial to say that. I think that is a known fact. If you look at their faces right after the race, they look like an octo balloon from the Zelda franchise.
Well, you know where they don't look like that?
Where?
Men's gymnastics, honey. Men's gymnastics.
God.
Jerome, what's the name of the men's gymnastics all-star from this time around?
Notarazic.
Steven
Notarazic.
We love you,
hero.
Steven, if you want to come on
Steven.
the pod.
Hey, if you hear this and you want to come on, we will talk to you about Pommel Horse.
And not only that, because I did read the full in-depth New York Times profile.
Oh my gosh, tell me more. Tell me everything. Tell me everything. I would love to know.
He is like an engineering wizard, okay?
Work.
Like MIT girly.
Work.
Like does Rubik's Cube. And then the biggest thing about him is he plays Rocket League all the time. That's his big thing. He
I
plays
think I heard
Rocket
about
League.
this. And I don't know anything about Rocket
That's like,
League.
it's soccer with cars. It's a video game.
Okay.
And you
okay.
drive a car into the ball.
Okay, work.
Yeah.
All right, great.
But he is like such a quirky guy. His pupils are permanently dilated, which is why he wears the glasses.
Oh my
And so when
goodness.
he's competing, he can't see. He does it
Wow,
by feel.
he does Pommel Horse blind.
He does it by feel. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, Steven, I was going to say something real bad.
What were you going to say? Say
I was
it.
going to say you can pommel my horse any day.
Wow. Yeah.
But you
Been
can't.
hearing a lot of things like that
You
from Larry
can't.
recently.
You can't because I'm taken.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah, let's move on from that one. Men's gymnastics was great. We liked Jake Jarman
Jake Jarman.
from the UK, Jerome.
Jake Jarman.
Jake Jarman.
I don't think he did anything like overly spectacular in the Olympics, but we really just liked saying Jake Jarman.
Jake Jarman.
Jake Jarman.
Jake Jarman.
Jake Jarman.
He
Yes.
is from the United Kingdom, from Petersburg.
Yeah.
United
Yeah,
Kingdom. Hello, Jake Jarman. we have a UK base.
Yes.
We do.
Huge UK base.
We actually do.
Really?
Yeah, and
We love our UK listeners.
If you look at our stats, you would see we do have a UK base.
That's wonderful.
And he was great. I thought there was another guy from the British team. Jerome, who else is on the UK British men's gymnastics team? That's what I want. There was another one who I really liked on that team.
Pulling up the roster. Right
Jerome
now.
is pulling up the roster as we speak.
There is Max Whitlock.
Okay.
There is a Joe Frazier.
Oh, Joe Frazier.
I
We
don't know
loved
Joe
Joe
Frazier.
Frazier.
I don't remember Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier was the one who did awesome on the bar.
Oh.
He was the one doing the flippity flip on
yes,
the bar.
yes.
We loved him. Did he get a medal?
Joe Frazier?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Clearly, reliable source here.
Yeah, we
Jerome.
should have done like maybe a little bit of research before
Yeah,
starting this
I don't know.
episode. But that's
So, unfortunately, he did not medal.
He did not medal.
He got fifth.
Fifth. Mm-hmm. That's
Wow.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about the Olympics is the heartbreak. I do absolutely love it. I love when their dreams are crushed, when they've worked so hard to get to that point. But that's the thrill of it.
That is true, yeah.
Only 3 can win unless
Yeah.
it's a fucking team sport, and then
then it's 3 teams.
3,000 can win.
But hey, if you don't get first, second, or third place,
you're
you
a
lose.
loser.
Yeah,
You lose.
it sucks.
And I love that.
As is life. Okay.
Yeah,
As is life.
let's be real. In life, you don't always win.
Yeah.
I've lost many times
That's
at
true.
many things.
That's
You've
true.
lost many times at many
That's
things.
true.
Jerome,
I've
have you lost at anything?
I usually pretty much win most of the time,
Yeah, he
so I don't
usually
really have
wins.
any experience with that. So
Jerome does win a lot of the time, doesn't he?
Jerome just found out that he won the lottery.
Oh
I
my
did.
god!
I've won it. That's my 17th time.
Wow! 17 times. Hello.
Yeah. So
But but that is the spirit of life. You don't always win. Sometimes you lose.
Amazing.
And I think it's a great lesson for people to learn.
Absolutely.
And what a better stage than the international one of the Paris Olympiad 2024.
Hello. Now, adjacent to men's gymnastics
Yeah.
was men's trampoline.
Oh, yes.
One of my favorites was the trampoline.
Yes, that's
because
right.
let me tell you something.
They go so high.
They go so high and they do those flips.
Yeah, they do the little flips.
I really like the ones where they do flips. The diving, the trampoline.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Well, they do flips in the vault on gymnastics.
Yeah, but I'm talking like flips way up there and then coming down, and then flips way up there and then coming down.
So really only 2 sports
Yeah.
that you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are my favorites.
And then we...
Who won the trampoline? I don't remember.
I don't either. Jerome, maybe can you look that up
The
for us?
trampoline.
Who won trampoline?
Trampoline for women's?
No, men's.
For men's.
Both
All right.
men's and women.
Trampoline
While
Olympic
Jerome's looking
results.
that up, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think we tend to like the more quirky events. We don't really like the basic standard ones.
We had a wonderful time watching brand new events.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to talk about that right after we learn who won trampoline.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with these people. So for gold in men's, there was a person named, well, they give you the Ivan
country?
Litvinovich from Belarus.
Oh yes,
From
Ivan
Belarus.
Litvinovich, but he won as an individual,
Right, because
Belarus was
he
banned.
wasn't able to compete. For
Yeah, I was
yes.
like, what
right,
flag is that?
right.
So Belarusian, and then for the women's, it was Bryony
moving on.
Page.
Who was it, Jerome?
Bryony Page
Bryony
Bryony
of
Page.
Crew, United Kingdom.
Work.
United Kingdom. Hello. That's great.
Shout out Crew.
That's wonderful. Trampoline was great. We got really into table
Oh my God, the
tennis.
table tennis semifinal and final was
Truls.
Truls. Now I don't remember. Truls wound up getting silver, right?
He got silver because
Truls
he
got
lost
silver,
to the
and Truls
Chinese
was
athlete.
from Norway, I believe.
It was Norway or Sweden.
Sweden?
Jerome, you got to help us out. Truls.
I'm looking it up.
It was either Norway or Sweden.
Truls Nurregard, maybe.
Yes, I think that's his
I think
name.
that was it. I think that was it. I'm excited that I knew that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a Truls fan now.
Oh, honey.
Truls
I follow Truls on all platforms.
And you know what else you can follow on all platforms? Let's talk about that pod.
On all platforms, honey.
Wow, we are chaotic right now.
I don't know.
It's the
girl.
Olympic spirit.
I know. It is surging through me. Woo!
Truls, yes, he medaled silver, and then Fan Zedong from China.
That's
won
right.
Gold.
Right.
That's
so
right.
so then there was the thing. So
But what country was Truls from?
Truls is from Sweden.
from
Sweden,
Sweden.
okay.
So but we watched the former Olympic champion from Brazil,
Yes.
right? And
Total asshole.
this guy looked like such
Oh,
a jerk.
my God.
He was so conceited. He walked in thinking he was going to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then Truls was trailing. And then all of a sudden just fucking surged. And then he was
my God.
getting every single point. And then
Truls was killing.
he killed it. And he won the semifinal match against the Brazilian world champion.
That's right.
This Brazilian guy was so pissed.
Yes.
He didn't even say congrats or anything. He
Just walked straight out of that
literally,
arena.
game ended, he picked up his backpack, walked out.
So rude. So
And then
not the spirit of
the
game.
Brazilian guy went into the bronze medal match
and he
lost.
And we were cheering.
So he got fourth.
Yes, we were cheering his demise for sure.
Yeah, and this to your point, he was the winner last year. This year, loser. Bottom of the barrel loser. Yeah, I mean he's the fourth best table
Yes.
tennis player in the world, but in my
Yeah.
eyes, loser.
But we did love Truls. I
Love
mean,
Truls. Truls is a winner.
Yeah. One of my other favorite events that we discovered, a new event this year.
Yes.
Kayak cross.
Kayak cross was so cool.
Oh my God, what an event. So this event, basically, if you have not seen it, they launch them off this platform. They're in their little kayaks.
Mm-hmm.
They have to go through slalom poles on these rapids.
Yeah.
They have to go upside down. But they're knocking each other out to try and get around it. I mean,
Yeah.
they're bumping kayaks. Bumping kayaks,
I mean,
hello. But it is so exciting, so quirky and fun.
Yeah, and these they call them gates.
Yeah.
Are crazy sometimes. There's one where it's a low gate, and in order to get around it, you have to do a roll under
Yes.
the water. You have to put your head in a boat,
Right.
bring the boat upside down, like capsize the boat.
Yeah.
You stay in it and then flip back up and then keep going.
Yeah, and I love how like they're also happy at the end.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Even the losers were like, "Great job, man."
Yeah, they were like all having
fun.
They were just having fun
because
like,
I think they felt a lot of pride that they were bringing a new sport into the Olympics.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it was so good. I really enjoyed that event. That's going to be one I look forward to every time now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And then another like semi-new sport. It's the second time it's been in that we've really been watching.
Oh my gosh.
Is climbing.
The sport climbing as just a whole sport.
Oh,
two different events.
my God.
Two different events. There's
Yes.
speed climbing, and then there's bouldering and lead.
Yeah. So it's the combined and speed are the two events. So
Yes.
combined is bouldering and lead climbing, and speed climbing is its own event.
Now this is just like the coolest thing.
They look like
ever.
spider monkeys. Just
Yeah. Okay.
like,
The speed
running up
is
that wall.
crazy.
Yeah.
The speed is. They're just like. They.
And let's not forget that we discovered an absolute
an
motherfucking star.
World star.
I mean, the charisma that poured out of this young man
yes.
was unbelievable. And his name is Wu Peng.
Oh my gosh. Wu Peng.
My God.
I'm pretty sure he's from China.
He's from China.
Look him up because he just oozed charisma.
I
don't know what it was about him.
Explosiveness that I've seen from Wu Peng.
And he got silver, right?
He got the silver medal.
I think maybe we just love the silver medalists.
I think
there's
so.
something where we just really like the people who get silver.
Wu Peng really melted my heart.
He was just incredible.
His charisma just really drove me up. Yeah, we were cheering woo, woo, woo every time he went on. It was really incredible. We loved Wu Peng. Who got the gold in that?
Who got the gold in
men's speed
In
climbing?
the men's speed, it was Vedrick Leonardo.
Oh, that's
of
right.
Indonesia.
Frederick Leonardo.
All right.
From Indonesia, right?
Indonesia.
Yeah.
All right, work.
But it was funny because the world record holder, Sam Watson.
Yes.
Which
Oh my
I
gosh.
remember because
The announcer.
The commentator, when Sam Watson, he broke the world record multiple times during this event.
He broke
But
it
the
and then
first
broke
time-
his own record.
Right, but the first time he did it, the commentator went, "Elementary, my dear Watson," which I knew he had been saving up to say during the
Because
event.
he knew this world record holder was coming to the Olympics, and he was like, I will use this line if he breaks the world record, which he did.
But it's so funny is that he got bronze.
Yeah.
But in his bronze medal race,
He broke the world record.
He broke the world record and
Yeah.
was thereby faster than either of the people in the gold medal race.
In the medal qualifying race, he lost.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to compete for the gold medal, but he competed for the bronze medal, beat it by a landslide,
Yes.
broke the world record, was
Yes.
faster than the person who won gold,
Yeah.
but didn't win gold because he lost his other race, which just is the crazy thing about the Olympics.
That's
it's like
right.
These
It makes
people,
winners and losers.
Yeah, these people are the best in the entire world at what they do, and you can't afford to have even 1 second of
That's right.
slip up.
That's right. And now,
And then the bouldering and lead is so cool because it's like problem solving, it's puzzle solving, like on a cliff. Like I mean,
Right.
it's man-made, but it's
And
like.
everyone knows we love our puzzles.
Yeah, we love our puzzles.
We love our
but
puzzles.
it's just cool to see like there'll be these little like ledges that they have to figure out how to navigate and hold on to without falling, and they get a certain number of attempts to go, or unlimited attempts in the time. In the allotted time, but every attempt they get a slight deduction.
Deduces your point value.
And just like very, very riveting to watch, like how these people kind of solve these problems. And we actually don't know who the gold medalist is. And Jerome, don't tell us because we haven't watched this event,
That's
this
right.
final event.
We're in the middle of it.
I believe
We're
it
not done with
happened
it
yesterday, and we were like watching it, and
Yeah.
then ran out of time to finish it. So
we're not
we
done
need to watch
watching it. So we'll have to find out in real time after we record this. Actually,
Yeah. And then the other thing that we watched, surprisingly, all the way through, were both the triathlon and the marathon.
Yes, that's
We
right.
watched both things.
Well,
all the
you
way
went
through.
to get McDonald's while I was watching the marathon.
And we did kind of fast forward a little bit in the triathlon as well.
Yeah.
But
by the way, McDonald's, we love you.
Love you. I went with Jerome to get McDonald's.
Yeah.
But how interesting that these people the amount
they look
that
so uncomfortable.
I mean, it clearly is not a comfortable thing to do.
No, they're throwing up, they're shitting themselves.
Oh my gosh. I thought it was crazy after the triathlon. Like, there was one guy that finished and just right in front of the camera just stopped and went, just threw up, and it was like on air, and then they cut away from it very quickly.
Very silly
because they didn't know that was going to happen, of course,
it
and they
was
had to cut away from it.
They just look like it's like the human body is not supposed to be doing that.
No, and even the Olympians struggle.
Yeah, the Olympians are really struggling with it, but those were great events as well. Jerome, what was your favorite event?
That's a really good question. Over the past 2 Olympics, and this happened today, I have been a huge fan of the men's high jump at the track and field. And that happened, you weren't there this morning while it was happening, but that happened. That might be one to watch because in the past Olympics, in 2020...
Are they hot?
Yeah,
you can just. I mean, they're handsome men.
Okay, great.
And they're very much in shape. You have to be able to get up that high and get over a pole.
Speaking of poles, the pole vault.
Yes.
Oh
His
my
pole vaults.
God.
Oh, the pole vault peony guy.
The peony.
The PP.
The teeny weeny peony, honey.
Not the biggie wiggy piggy.
Yes. Woo.
That is big PP that cost him a medal. Hello.
I mean, hello. You can go watch that yourself. We won't talk more about that. But anyway, you're talking about high jump.
The high jump in 2020, it actually came down to a jump off between the last 2 people. And it went so long that they were like, you guys can just
actually continued into this Olympics.
And it was the same 2 guys. At one point, they were like, let's just call it a day, and if you guys want, you can both take the gold. And there was a dual gold winner that year, and they had this amazing celebration.
Jump off means that they were consistently getting the same exact height over and over and over and over again.
And it was the first one to clear it that would win the gold, but these guys just weren't doing it at a certain height. And they were like, listen, you guys have taken so many tries at this. At this point, you guys have been amazing, because they did an amazing job up until that point. That was really, really high pole barrier. And they were like, you can just be gold winners together. And they decided, they conferred with each other and just let's do it. And then you should look it up. There's this amazing video of them realizing they both won the gold and celebrating. That was 2020 or 2021 technically. But this year, I don't want to give it fully away because I know you guys haven't really watched, but it was also dramatic at the very end, and there was another jump off.
All right, well there might be something to watch there for us.
Yeah, and we did watch a bit of the hammer and the shot put.
Because in high school I threw discus and shot put. I threw discus and shot put. Those are the 2 that I did.
And
I was never good at javelin. I didn't do javelin well.
But you liked the discus and the shot put.
The discus was my favorite. That was my favorite one to do. Shot put was okay too. I did fine.
How would you compare to these Olympians?
Not well. No, not well at all. They completely outdo me in every way. But that's why they're at the Olympics, and I'm sitting here on this chair recording a podcast.
You know what? And I bet if they wanted to be a podcast host, they would flop.
They couldn't.
They couldn't do it. They would flop.
They wouldn't know how.
Yeah. Here you are. Succeeding.
This is my craft.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello. I mean, watch us when we're winning those podcast awards. They're going to be sorry. They're going to wish, wow, I wish I wasn't a stupid Olympian. I wish I was hosting
I wish I was
podcast.
winning a GLAAD award for podcasting. I wish I was winning a Streamy.
Well, yeah, I really want that Streamy, a Queerty. But anyway, all of this has made me very excited for the Olympics that will be in our home in Los Angeles.
4 years from now, we will be hosting.
I can't believe it. I want to go to all of the events that
I know. I want to go
today.
to as many events as we can afford.
Maybe we can do a live podcast from an Olympic event.
Just call me Snoop Dogg. Hello.
Why is Snoop Dogg at the Olympics?
I don't know.
Someone explain this to me. Jerome, you explain this to me, please.
Well, actually,
as our straight consultant, Jerome, please tell me.
Snoop Dogg is a very notable figure in pop culture
Wasn't
history.
he Snoop Lion? Did I miss something?
Yeah, but that was like a rebranding type of deal, and then he kind of...
No, he changed his name to Snoop Lion.
When?
Because I think he got into like Jamaican music at a certain point. He rebranded, then he went back to Snoop Dogg. After
okay,
that,
all right.
I think he was like, I need the name I need the brand back.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my
COVID.
goodness. Oh
my God.
Goodness. Jeez. But I did read into this a little bit. So Snoop Dogg was at the Olympics, obviously. I think they called him the happiness ambassador. Because he would just show up at every single...
Girl, he's doing less than a dialogue coach. Oh, my God. The happiness ambassador.
The happiness ambassador. That is ridiculous.
And he would show up at every single event, or like, he seemed like he'd be in different places at once, right? He would be at like all the major events. And there are videos of him just like in the crowd, just interacting with the U.S.,
just having a good time.
Having a great time.
Work.
And you know what? And they paid for his all the expenses. He had a great time in Paris. $500,000 a day.
That is crazy.
$500,000 a day to do that.
You're lying.
$500,000 per day.
A day to attend the Olympics.
So that means in 14 days he made $7 million.
Yes.
Just to be there.
And also all of his expenses paid to beyond that. So...
Whoa.
I mean...
Can we be the happiness ambassadors of the LA Olympics? What the fuck?
I would love that. But this is what I don't get. Like, in these Paris Olympics, there were so many Americans there being like American. And what are they going to do when it's the Olympics in America? It's just going to be more American. Why didn't they use like French people? Like, it's in France. They should have used like French celebrities.
Well, you got to think about it like this: is because NBC was the ones that had Snoop Dogg on these broadcasts, and NBC is our American affiliate,
right?
And they paid him that much money, and they went all in on the streaming not to get like so technical. They went in all.
Whoa!
God, disastrous!
Jerome just had a microphone
happening.
A microphone fall.
That's what happens when you balance it on a couch. There we go. I think this is stable now.
Okay, I think that's a perfect place to cut this off. We love the Olympics. My God, if we can be involved in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics in our home here,
we'll be there.
We will be at every event doing everything we possibly can.
How much is a ticket, like, to an event?
So I know someone who went to some of these events. It really obviously depends on which you go to and the importance if someone's going to medal. I think you can go to the cheapest you can go to is around like $40. 50 is
$40.
Okay, hold on. $40 in Europe. In Los Angeles, it's going to be $812.
All right. Well,
let's be real.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't know what the cost to go to, say, like the track and field events is going to be.
I mean, I don't want to go to the track and field. I want to go to table tennis.
Okay.
I want to go to
men's trampoline.
And
I want to go to sport climbing.
And men's gymnastics.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's certain men's gymnastics things that will be expensive, especially after this guy pommel horse his way to the top.
Pommel horse is gonna, he's gonna be everywhere. I know, but whatever. We'll try and go to as many as we can.
Yeah.
Now, before we go today, I want to do something because our producer Jerome is here, and Jerome was actually, we talked about this in a previous episode. He was the originator of the Lawrence the Cat songs. He was the original The Lawrence Show that we talked about.
Exactly.
That was Jerome's innovation.
I'm an artist.
And so before we go, I think it would only be right if we harmonize to a rights-free song, Lawrence the Cat style. And I would like it to be Silent Night.
Silent Night?
Yeah.
We can't do the Olympics theme?
Well, there's multiple Olympics themes. There's
not that one.
Yeah, that's
okay. We
can
do it. Okay, ready?
All right. Well, should we tag out and then the harmonizing can be the big finale?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to Let's Talk About That. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Let's Talk About That Pod.
Exactly. You said TikTok and Instagram? Yes, you did.
I did.
You can email us.
Yeah.
At Let's Talk About That Pod at gmail.com.
That's right.
And if you like this Tell your friends.
Yeah. Get more people on.
We've got more exciting guests coming up in the future.
Oh my God. The ones we have planned already, I'm already...
Iconic.
We have some really good ones coming up, so you're going to want to tune in for that.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time on Let's Talk About That. Jerome, take us away.
Boom, 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 boom,
Stupid.
My God.
See you next time. Bye.